It's easy enough to tell when your bass strings 4 to 6 must be changed. They'll sound dull and lifeless, and they'll look tarnished and off color. Check your treble strings by pinching each between your index finger and thumb and feeling up and down the area which gets the most play by your right hand. If you feel pits and scratches, it's best to change them. If not, and if they still sound good, you might consider just changing the wound strings 4 through 6. Before you begin, make sure that you have everything together that you're going to need. This includes a new set of strings, a wire cutter or a pair of nail clippers, and a peg winder is highly recommended. Since we're going to be cleaning and conditioning the fretboard in this video, we also have an oil-based cleaner, steel wool, citrus oil, and a lint-free cloth or paper towels. Once everything is together, go ahead and remove all of the strings you will be changing. Be very careful, especially around the top or soundboard of your guitar, as this wood is very soft by design and easily damaged. You could slide a business card, or, as we are doing here, part of your string pack, back behind the bridge for a little extra protection. Once the strings are off, take another few moments with a cloth and some guitar polish to really give your guitar top a thorough cleaning. Now we're ready to attack that fretboard, starting with using some steel wool on and around the metal frets.
So, to do that we will have to use a piece of steel wool, and then we will start actually rubbing in between fret, and if you guys have a nail, you can force your nail into the corner between fret and the fretboard to just access the very corner of between those two. And it might take a few more minutes, but the result's going to be really beautiful. So as you see, you're also doing a favor to the frets because they're getting shinier and cleaner too. So these are the clean frets and these are tarnished frets. The same way as the acid from the fingers goes into the wood, it also does the same to the frets. It just makes them tarnish and dull. So the difference is obvious. Then we will take a clean piece of paper towel and use this Home Depot product which is called NAFTA, and have a little bit and just slowly and lightly clean off the whole thing, and you will see why I am doing this. It's because of this. Then we will use this any brand lemon oil. In this case I have a Wyman, which is nice product. And again I will take a clean piece of paper towel and simply rub the oil on it all over, like in both directions and with the grain direction, and we will leave it to sit about 15 minutes. Alright, now that lemon oil was sitting on the fretboard for about 15 minutes and the wood kind of absorbed like most of it, we will simply wipe off the remaining oil off the fretboard, because if we don't, it will take forever to dry on its own. So we will help it a little bit and use one pad, and then we will use another and remove everything. This should be now ready for string installment.
To tie any of the wound strings onto the tie block, first feed it through the correct hole from the side of the saddle, leaving a short tail of string. You can put a small kink at the very end of the tail, as this will help in the final step of securing the string. Bring this tail back toward the saddle and go behind or under the string on this side of the tie block. Come back over the tie block, securing the tail of string under the string at the back of the tie block.
You don't want too many windings on any of these shafts. The easiest way is pull the string over the nut and measure till the next shaft. That's all you need for just a few or three windings over any shaft. So what we do, we just pull through that, and that's a distance, and I come back with this one up, and I will simply pull it underneath and tight, and then while holding that, we'll simply wind our string with the help of the string winder. All you have to do is to clip off with a nail clipper or this, and easy. Now we have 1, 2, maximum 3 windings. Okay, we pulled now the first string through the hole, and then it's a bit different than a bass string, not much. So we come back with this, pull underneath, and all you have to do, come around this like that, and just make 1, 2, 3. See that? And then hold while you retaining the string over the back edge, and simply hold tight, and we will clip this thing on the back of it immediately while we have this paper, so we can rise it up and cut it up just about 1/4 inch as we did for the base, and we have neat look for the first string too. Okay, pretty much the same principle as for the bass string. So we'll measure up to the next roller, pull the plain nylon string E, come back, and then simply do 1, 2, 3. If you want 4, also good. And then while holding, use this string winder and keep the string tight on, and the same way we can clip this one off this way, and it's not in the way.
It is worth noting that it is best to wind strings 1 and 6 to the outside or toward their tuning pegs. The remaining 4 strings should be wound to the inside of their roller holes.
Alright, so we're talking about pre-stretching the string, and these plain nylon strings, I actually do recommend that you slightly pre-stretch them and wind a little bit, and then do the same thing, and then just gradually tighten up, and so on. Now, you might think it's okay to do for the bass strings, wound strings, but I wouldn't recommend it, especially for the D string, because D string has a very delicate, thin silver winding around the nylon core, and if you pull the D string too much on the one spot, you can actually stretch too much the windings, and you can actually compromise the tuning when the string is completely up to 440 Hertz pitch, and then it might create actually a problem of old sounding strings. So guys, do not stretch the wound strings.